Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today I'm making another name out of wire. Now these names can be used as pendants or as embellishments on greeting cards or in scrapbooks. If you'd like me to do your name, be sure to comment below for a chance for me to do your name and suggest a little icon as well that would be cute with the name. And also check out my playlist of names that I've already done that I'll link up below in the description. So I had a request from Leslie to do her name with a paintbrush, so I thought that would be super cute to do it with a painter's palette. So we're just going to start by doing the L, cursive L. I have about 20 inches of 20 gauge wire here. So here's the L, and then for the E, I bring it up here, and I like to bend the E a little bit on an angle. You can just do sort of a loop, but I like to bend it on a little bit of an angle to define the E, and then bring it up to do a cursive S. So we're going to bring it up here. Okay, there's what looks like the E, and then to do the S, what I do is I actually bend this to the front. So we're going to hold it with the pliers and bend this to the front. I hold with the pliers and then bend with my fingers. I find it easier. And then we're going to hold the end, bring it out, and form the cursive S. So there's the S, and then we want to bend this to the back and hold it with our pliers and then bring it across. So there's the LES, and then we need the L. So we're going to bring that up and then bend this to the back. So there we have, very easy. The L is one of the easiest letters. And then for the I know some people don't put the dot on the I, but I really like it the way it looks with the dot. So we'll bring it around here. As you can see, you can kind of open it and close it if you need to adjust the distance. So for the I, what I like to do is I just take my little round pliers, bend it out on a bit of an angle, and then with the tip of the round pliers, I form the dot of the I. Okay, and then we're going to hold this and then bring it back down. So that forms the little dot in the I, which is super cute. And then we need an E again. So we're going to bring this down here. And like we did the E before, you could do it just like an L, but I like to give it a little bit of a jog to the right. Bring that around. And tricky part is to get them the same size. If they're not exactly the same, it's no big deal. And then we're going to bring that up. So this is what it looks like so far. This E is a little too tall, so now we can adjust it a bit. So you can always do some little adjustings to make sure they're more or less the same size. And then what I like to do for the last E is just go down and across a little bit, just so it's a little bit more defined. So there's Leslie, and now we want to do a painter's palette. So that's going to be the tricky part. So to do the palette, I'm going to get my round pliers, the big ones, and then bring it around. If you don't have any large round pliers, you can use sort of the end of a pen. And then what you want to do is form something that's sort of in the shape of a painter's palette. So whatever shape you think is going to work would be great. You can just add some little tiny seed beads just to add a little pop of color on there. So it'd be cute for the painter's palette to have some color. And I'm using about 5 beads. You can use however many you want. So if you want to shape it more like a painter's palette, you can totally, find a picture online and see what works. As long as you get your beads on there first, and then we can just kind of bend it around to how you think it should look. You can add more beads if you want as well. It's totally up to you. So we're just going to bend this around. So that's going to be sort of where you would put your finger if you're painting, and bring that around. Adjust this a bit. I think I'm going to bend this a little bit and then bend this one down And then that way we have something to bend the wire on. So we want to close the circle here. So we're going to take the wire. I cut it way too long as usual, but that's okay. So we're going to bring it to the back. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I want it to like be hidden behind so you don't see it as two wires. So we're going to bend this, give this a little bit of a bend back and push it so it's actually like right one beside the other. Okay, and then we're going to twist this around so it's behind there, so you can't really tell. That's going to be like behind there. So that's going to be the shape of the palette. And if you need to close it up a little bit, you can. And then what you want to do now is to put some brushes on there. So we can do that. So wherever you want the brushes to be, we can just take our flat pliers and hold this in shape, hold it in place there, and then bring it, and I'm actually going to bend it in through here to hold it in place because I don't want it to all come apart. This wire is way too long, but I could trim it too if I wanted to. So we're going to bend that through there, and then we want to form the paint brushes. So what you can do is just bend this down here, okay, and form, maybe we'll do a couple of paint brushes. So bring it down here and form the paintbrush. So just bring this, hold it. So how I'd usually do the brushes, I bend it out, down, down, and then on top of itself, and then just, I'm kind of just doing the shape of a pointy paintbrush. So we're going to go around here, okay, and then if I want to twist it around there, we can just twist it around here. And you could do two brushes, you can do one brush, so one brush would look like this, and then what we can do is just twist it inside. So we're going to just, I'm going to trim it a little bit because it's way too long. And we can bring this one inside, just bring it down here to the back. Okay, and press it a little bit if you need to. So put 3 beads on one side and 2 on the other, or you could use more beads if you want. So we're going to bend that to the back. And then what you want to do is twist this in place. So bring it back up here and twist it through again. So we're going to just twist it through again to hold it in place. Okay, and then we can do another paintbrush. So we have that. And then what would be fun is if we crisscross them a little bit. So the other paintbrush will come down here, and then we could form the brush part. So we're going to push this here like we did the first one here, and then bring this to the front and form it like this. You could definitely play around with this idea, you know, if you have a different, you know, design idea for the palette. Anything goes. It's fun with the colored beads, but you don't have to put the color. You could do something else for that. So here's the other brush, and then if you want to like finish off this edge so it doesn't flip out and stuff, you can just do like we did before. Bring the wire to the back, and then all you'll have to do is you can actually just clip that wire here and use your flat or your round pliers just to bend it in so it's finished and it's not going to stick out. So you just kind of give it a little bend to the back and push it in, and there you have your painter's palette, which is super cute. And if you need to, you know, bring these ends a little bit in, you can totally do that. And then to finish the L, we're just going to loop it around here a little bit. Okay, do that. And you can, like in a previous one, we just bent it here and cut it. You can do that. Or if you want it like even more secure, you can twist it around once. So bring your wire around and just give it one full turn around here. And then that's going to be super solid. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to come undone. So you're going to just do that, and then you can give it a little bit of a pinch to hold it in place. And there you have your L, and if you need to bend this a bit so it's more like flat, you can do that. So there you go, Leslie with the painter's palette. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more DIY wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And be sure to comment below and let me know if you make some names out of wire. See you the next time.